Hey Manuel,
Yo,
if you could fly or be invisible, which one would you choose?
be invisible.
Why? I want to fly. What's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Kaki Hotel, and today we have the much anticipated review of the Air Jordan 34. So it's hard to believe that this is Jordan's 34th sort of signature model. You know, he's come a long way from the Air Jordan 1. And I suppose since the Air Jordan 2010, I think 2009, let me know in the comment section down below if you know. Jordan's sort of signature sneakers have been more performance based. You know, there's a really long sort of evolution in terms of technology, specs, materials, aesthetic, you name it. It's hard to believe that this is now the 34th model in the entire series as compared to a Jordan 1, which looked just really cool retro, but not very good for performance. And slight spoiler alert for me, this might be the most comfortable and best performing shoe of the year. If you haven't noticed, a lot of signature athletes or NBA players have been rocking the Jordan 34. Most prominently, you got Zion, you got Jason Tatum, all rocking the Jordan 34, and I don't blame them. It's such a sick shoe. It's a beast performer on court. It looks kind of futuristic, I suppose, but more on the performance later. Let's go through some design aspects. So from what I've heard, since the Jordan 30, they sort of wanted to remodel the Jordan 30 onwards as the retro line. So I think the 31s look like the Jordan 1, the 32s look like the Jordan 2, 33, but honestly I don't believe that. The designs are just whack, you know, they're all over the place. And the Jordan 34, honestly, for me, it's the most eye-catching one. You know, design-wise as well as aesthetic-wise, I happen to think these look really, really cool. You have sort of a hollow plate here, which some might think it's weird, but I think it's really, really cool. You have sort of a clean white, black, red design here. And yeah, I just think that it's simple, it's futuristic, it looks really, really good. And as always, a good shoe deserves the Nike Air heel. Now moving on to the performance, as always starting off with the traction, the Air Jordan 34 features a full-length herringbone. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This herringbone pattern is multi-directional, it's thick. One thing to note that this is actually the Asia version, so most of the Asia releases have XDR soles, extra durable rubber, so these can be played outdoors. The material, the traction is solid, it's really thick, it's multi-directional, and it just works. Traction on these are absolute beasts. Clean courts, dusty courts, mildly dusty courts, outdoors. These will have you covered in any type of surface. There is a very, very short break-in period, however. I just think it's due to the manufacturing process. Like most of the shoes that I've tried as of late have had this like sheen, this invisible sheen of some kind of coating that has to be worn off before you actually feel the traction. It took me maybe 1 or 2 runs up and down the court for the sheen to wear off, and after that, the traction is absolutely beast. I have no complaints about this traction. It's really, really good. Moving on to the cushion. This is honestly one of my favorite aspects of this shoe in particular. I'm a fan of Zoom Air and Lunarlon, but I happen to think that this is one of the best implementations of Zoom Air cushioning I've ever felt in an Air Jordan. You know, the Air Jordan 11 was great, the 12 was full length, that was really good too. The 29 is really close, but I think these might edge it a little bit. Top Jordans of all time would be 29 and this right now. You know, you have a zoom back here and a really thick zoom back here. It is unlocked, it's not full length, so you have in the forefoot and the heel, and it just works. I'm a bigger sort of player, so I really do appreciate a really good Zoom Air cushion setup. It's responsive, you get the same amount of ample court feel and impact protection, and it's really, really comfortable. You know, once you put your foot in, there's very, very minimal break-in time. The foam that they use here is relatively soft, you can see. It is creased up because I have been playing in these, and it's just amazing. The feeling you get underfoot It's really, really comfortable. Cushion is A1. I do have one concern. The hollow part I mentioned here, the zoom back is exposed, so I am worried about the durability of the cushion, because if any of you have played in the Jordan 28s, you know that the zoom back popping was a very, very common issue with the Jordan 28, and I hope that this is not the case with the Jordan 34, but this, sort of exposed zoom back might be an issue for some players, particularly if you play outdoors a lot, but I guess time will tell. Moving on to the materials. You think that for a premium sort of Jordan 34 signature model, Jordan Brand would give us a premium materials, right? I guess my expectations are a little bit too high. It's not that the materials on this are not premium, they're very performance driven. And what I mean by that is that you can see here, this is all just sort of mesh, covered mesh, and the bulk of the materials is underneath that mesh. So underneath, you can't really see it, but from the tech specs, there is a sort of performance woven underneath the material, which gives you that sort of support and the lockdown and sort of structure to the shoe. But the above layer here is all mesh. Not that I'm complaining, it's breathable, it's super lightweight, it's flexible, and it just works. It's sort of like all the pieces come together to give you that really, really good feeling on foot, material-wise anyway. Moving on to the support and lockdown, Jordan 34 just uses a traditional sort of lacing system. You lace these all the way to the top, choke your laces, and you're good to go. You do have sort of fly wire and an inner booty sleeve here, which gives you the extra support and lockdown. The heel is quite chunky, it keeps your heel locked in place. And yeah, support is really good. I mean, for a player like Zion, you think he needs super good support, and that is exactly what the Jordan 34 gives. It gives you good support, great lockdown. Once you're sort of laced up, tied in, your foot's in, it will not move, and yeah, you're good to go. I do have one complaint about the laces. It has nothing to do with the lacing system per se, it actually has to do with the lace material. One thing to note is that if you tie these up, all the way here, and you choke them, this lace material is prone to getting unlaced very, very quickly. No matter how tight I choke these laces, or no matter how many loops I've laced these up, they always seem to find a way to untie themselves. It's like I'll tie them and they'll just bounce back untied. So that's something to note if you're planning on getting these shoes. If you have a fix, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm really tired of having to tie my shoes through every dead ball. Moving on to the size. I know that there are two sort of version release of this pair. There's the EP version and a non-EP version. Most of Asia, if you're in the Asia region, your box will probably say EP for engineered performance. Do check the label before you sort of make your purchase. If the box label has the EP label on it, which is the engineered performance version, go through the size regardless if you're a wide footer or narrow footer. Definitely go through the size, as it can be a little bit snug, but not snug enough for you to go half size up if you're a wide footer. However, if you do get the normal sort of general release version, the non-EP version, you might want to try them in store, because I have heard differentiating reviews. Some say you can still go through the size, and some of my other buddies who have wide foot say go half size up. So in my opinion, I do recommend that you try them on in store before you make a purchase. I personally went through the size, as this is the EP version. I'm a 10.5. I went to a 10.5 in these, and they are a little snug here in the forefoot, but not enough to make me want to go up half a size, as they do break in the materials. Do break in, and you will get the nice cozy fit. So overall, I'm really glad the way Jordan Brand made these, and the performance of the Jordan 34 are actual beasts. I honestly can't remember the last Jordan I truly enjoyed playing in, bar the 29, which is still one of the greatest performance Jordan shoes of all time. So the Jordan 30, 31, the 33 is an absolute train wreck, and we have the Jordan 34, which I think is an absolute beast performer, definitely in contention for one of my top shoes of the year. So that takes care of the performance review, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe down to Huddle down below, as well as follow me on Instagram at BJKicks. Until next time, we out.